Hello everybody, this is Xalen from LittleNerdyAX, and we are going to do a draw over of Nathan Drake from Uncharted 4. As you see here, I grabbed an image of the cover. This is Drake in a pose that I kind of like, so I'm going to use this for my thumbnail. So I've already set up my thumbnail size and I put him in the composition. I'm going to draw over him. Now again, I'm drawing over an existing image, so it's kind of like cheating, but we're going to do this in an hour, so here we go. I reduced the opacity just so it's not a distraction to me because I'm dumb. And with that said, I just start making some simple marks on it. So yeah, I am just drawing out the basic shape of the head. Now I could just, go through and trace every exact feature, but I don't really want to do that because again, it's going to be, Xalen as Nathan Drake. So I'm gonna mess with the proportions a little bit to make them, more true to character, if I do say so myself. But for the most part, again, I'm not trying to be, very exact. I'm not trying to make a complete replica. I'm really just want to get a feel of what this image is of Drake and kind of replicate that in my own style, very loosely, again, for a thumbnail. So this image won't even be seen that large. So I don't really have to cater to a lot of the smaller details. Now I'm having some trouble here with the arm. I have kind of large arms or whatever. They're kind of one of my standout features. Not trying to brag at all, but I figured I should just incorporate that into the quality since Nathan is kind of like a lean, muscular dude. I'm more of like a bulky kind of guy. The other thing I like about this image is that it doesn't have guns, so I don't have to draw guns at all. And I'm adding these buttons on here because I like buttons, which is a really weird thing to say, and I think they just also fill in the empty space that's the chest. I could have left them out, but you pick and choose what details you want to keep and get rid of. His watch is going to be simplified, like really simplified. It's really basic, and I'm kind of doing a similar thing with the fingers where again I just want the basic shape and I'm omitting a lot of the details. Going back to the arm because it was bothering me, got a little more form on that one. Now for the face. Okay, so when it comes to the head, it's a little difficult for me to kind of see what's going on, so I created a new layer and I reduced the opacity of the previous layer that I was drawing on just so that I could focus solely on the head. Now, as I'm working with this, I start to, go from the head, and as you'll see, I go on to other details because I start to make this pretty much my final line art. So, I noticed that Nathan's head, not on his body, but with the picture that I'm drawing, it's kind of big because of his hair. My head isn't that big, and since my hair is going to be a lot closer to my head, I decided to not go and trace the full size. I'm giving this, image cornrows because that's normally what I wear, and quite frankly, Xalen's either rocking cornrows or, dread, so this is what he's getting. And I'm just jumping around back. Like I said before, this is now becoming kind of like my line art, my final line art layer. So I am taking the time to actually go over everything that I drew and kind of deciding which lines that I want to keep. Now, these aren't necessarily neater lines. They're just lines that I want to keep. Normally when I do this, I go through this debate of whether I want to keep the rough lines or not, but I think I'm probably just gonna scrap these and just scrap the old lines, and just keep this layer that I'm currently drawing on over it. And once again, I'm just selecting which lines I want to keep. Just, keeping it simple. Here we go, tracing those holsters, those empty holsters, because Xalen Drake has been disarmed, or he lost his guns. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm basically going to start turning off the reference I've been using, and now this is where I have the debate. It's like, do I want to keep the rough line art, or do I want to just work with this, you know, previously called face, but now final like line art layer? And I think I'm gonna work with it by itself and just work on it, kind of cleaning up the drawing a little bit, emphasis on little bit, and just kind of, you know, drawing in some hair, you know, adding more shape to my eyes, like, you know, just that kind of stuff. Make sure my, you know, lip is a little bit more fuller or whatever. Just trying to really see how this would look in black and white. Alright, so now I'm going to actually lock the layer that my final line art is on, and I'm going to create another layer that I'm calling tone. And basically I'm going to apply the color. Now, because I'm lazy, the technique that I like to use, or impatient, we're gonna go with lazy, it sounds more fitting. I'm just going to pretty much grab the paint bucket, splash the color in there, and then use the brush to kind of clean it up. Now, as you notice, I put little dots on the side. This is really how I keep track my swatches. I know there's a whole entire swatch thing that I can do through Photoshop, but this, for some strange reason, is just quicker for me as opposed to actually making the little squares in the brush menu. So I just put like a little dot on the side and I just reference it and pick it up later. But since this image is primarily not going to have any rendering or any heavy rendering, no rendering pretty much, rendering takes too long. The flat colors basically would suffice, but at this point, I remember kind of like debating on how far I wanted to go into rendering, and I decided not to. Now, one thing that I did do here was change the color of the background. When I'm coloring, because I'm using the paint bucket, I don't know if there's some kind of like feathering or whatever's going on, but it always leaves an outline. I have all these white areas, so I use an quote obnoxious color like this blue here to kind of help me spot where my gaps are. The worst things that I've encountered when I'm, you know, coloring things really fast is that when I apply this image over something that's in the background, I end up, you know, seeing what the background is in areas where the color should be full. So this is my way of getting rid of that. Throw a bright or intense color, you know, behind it, and then just look for those white areas to close. I guess technically they're not white, they're just blank. Now for my hair, I always go with something that's close or that will look like black in comparison to my skin tone, but there's always a blue tint to it because Xalen has deep dark blue hair. And then again, with this, you know, this watch, I'm not playing around with this complicated watch. We're just keeping it simple. That's all you get for a nickel. Now let's talk about this buckle. I had an idea, and then I realized that the resolution I was working at, the idea wasn't going to work. So I decided to just put, you know, LNAX, LittleNerdyAX as the text in the buckle and leave it at that. Now here goes the fun part. I'm creating a new layer that I labeled shade, and all I'm trying to do is not throw shade at this character or my lack of drawing skills. A few of you will get that. But I'm just gonna throw areas where I think will be dark on the character. My light source I picture coming from the top left, which is a habit that I have. So I'm going to try to imagine where these shadows are. I am not proficient when it comes to coloring. So I'm doing a lot of guesswork here, and I don't even know if this really will make sense, but I'm just throwing this on here just so that, you know, it'll give some sense of form to the drawing and it won't look too flat. And then I go through and I try to change the properties of the layers, looking for one that kind of works. I think I pretty much settled on soft light. That one kind of, you know, kind of looks a little Archer-ish in a way, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that for this. So now for the highlights, I over highlight, or I have in the past. So I've learned to just pull back, and you know, if you're not sure it goes there, don't add it. So here I am trying to figure out where the lighting goes, and I don't really know a lot of terminology for lighting, so I'm just trying to guess here. Where does the color fit? Where does this fit, or whatever? I don't know. I am in a different screen that's on here referencing that other, the original cover, just to kind of see how they dealt with the light and kind of basing it off of that. But unfortunately, I can't show that. But know that the same image that I referenced is also being used to kind of help me loosely guide the light. And then I'm just, you know, throwing in some rays of, sunlight or whatever. I'm also applying, changing the layer properties of that one. I think I end up going with screen. Screen is usually the one I want to use when I want to do like rays, over everything. And I keep at the top. And okay, everybody, this concludes our draw over of Nathan Drake from Uncharted 4. Basically, I took an image of Nathan Drake from the cover of Uncharted 4, and I redrew him as Xalen. So let me know if you guys want to see more of these videos. Give it a thumbs up if you like it, and share it with your friends. So for the whole month of August 2016, we're going to be posting Uncharted 4 stream videos, Monday through Friday, every single week. So be sure to check it out. And also, if you haven't seen it already, check out my unboxing of the Uncharted 4 Libertalia Collector's Edition. But before you run off to go see those videos, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. See you later, Space Cowboys.
Hi, everybody!
Hello! Thanks for watching our video. And if you enjoyed it, please remember to click the like button below and subscribe for more LittleNerdyAX action in the future. Also, don't forget to leave any comments and share it with your friends. We will see you next time. See you later, Space Cowboy.
Boom, you got that one.